INEOS Energy are pulling out of the UK with immediate effect, and it's left fans wondering, how does this affect Manchester United's new stadium development plans? Get involved as usual with your own opinions in the comments section, and don't forget to leave a like on the video, as you know it's much appreciated. Does the headline suggest bad news for Manchester United, or do we need to be calm and look at the differences involved here?
Well, going forward, it brings a lot of uncertainty because people in the government are looking at what INEOS are doing. They're moving their oil and gas division. It's moving to America. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe is moving it there for a purpose. And that's so he gets a lot of benefit in America from tax and everything else what goes along with it. He's pulling that division out. This is a government what said in January it would champion the regeneration and pump £7 billion into it. Now, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is then not paying tax on a certain division in this company. People out there in the government and the wider world will be saying, hang on 1 minute, we're paying for billionaires, okay, and they're taking their tax somewhere else. Yes, it does create uncertainty going forward.
Yeah, they did say the UK government as well, and they backed the Old Trafford regeneration project earlier this year, and they called it a shining example. You know, if you're looking at the optics of it, Ratcliffe criticising the UK policy while pushing government-backed stadium regeneration plans.
Well, it does create awkward optics because you're dealing with the government and its politics, and we all know you should never mix politics with football. He is saving money for his company and wants the government, us, the taxpayers, to fund it. It doesn't look right. The optics, you've got Glazers who are sat there in America reaping it in, and now you've got a billionaire saving taxes. I just look at it. Could there be a standoff here? Is Andy Burnham going to be under pressure? Now, I look at what goes on. There is a task force what was set up, and on the table is the uplift of Old Trafford, the ground. It's still there on the table. This might come into play because going forward, the government will look at this and the public will not be happy funding billionaires while they take their tax elsewhere. It will become a problem. You also look at what the price is. If they're complaining about costs for energy and everything else like that, that £7 billion, that has to come into question going forward. Bills are rising. Payments for people to do the work, the costs are going up. Everything is going up. So it will be looked at again, no doubt. But there is a separate task force there looking, and the people into that, they have a separate people looking into funding the stadium. But this isn't about the stadium. This is about the regeneration. Will the government, right, stick its thumb up and say, you're not on, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, we're not funding you because you're not funding us? That is political, and it will get noisier, and it will get a debate out there where people are worried. Some fans are quite happy for the ground to be refurbished, so they will be happy if it comes to that. And some people will be disappointed for the future of Manchester United that a new stadium may not be built because Sir Jim Ratcliffe is saving money on tax.
There's still obstacles to overcome as well with the freight terminal. I think Ratcliffe valued that land at £50 million, and I think they slapped a £400 million price tag on it. So there's still major obstacles to overcome anyway.
Well, these are the major doubts, and this doesn't help Sir Jim Ratcliffe moving part of his company to America to save money and deprive the British government, right, of a tax revenue. And you look at the price land valuations, ridiculous. How can someone value it at 50 million and someone else value it at 400 million? Every other piece going forward, the valuations will go up. So Ratcliffe and his team, the task force, have to look at this and sort of say to themselves and prepare for some outlandish valuations. Is it in doubt? It's always in doubt. It's always been in doubt as far as I'm concerned regarding valuations. And now to throw in the mix, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is sort of like calling the government out, saying, I can't work here with some of my business because I'm being overtaxed and everything else, and I'm going to save money somewhere else. It was always going to be a problem. Now, the people who were in the task force, yes, they've got their priorities and that, but it's all down to what the government do. And are they going to give 7 billion? And is that the real price tag? I just think it's going to go up and up and up.
I think this is a focus, though, for Ratcliffe and the team, people inside Manchester United, though, to get a new stadium built, like you said before. I think some fans out there would be quite happy, more than happy, to stay where we are and get that refurbished. Some stories from yesterday that Ratcliffe's quite keen on that tent design, what was mocked up by Foster and Partners, which is one of his pals, so you would expect him to give that to them.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's called, tickling the palm. Here's my mate doing a design. Yes, you can have it. So he's in favour of his pal doing the design. But listen, it all boils down to football. Where's the football going, right? We need to sort what's going out on the football pitch first. We need to get back amongst the top teams and then sort of worry about a new ground. Because for me, things aren't going right here at Manchester United. And when there's going to be a problem about money, and there is going to be a big problem about money, where's it all coming from? How it's going to be paid? I mean, we don't need it as fans, to be honest with you. We need to turn around and say, stick your money into that football team and let's get us back where we are. There is problems down the line coming up with this team, with this club, and now we've got more. Just refurbish the ground. I want a new stadium, but I see big problems coming down the line. And will the government now back out? There is a big, big possibility that they will back out because people will not like Sir Jim Ratcliffe moving part of his company to America to save money and deprive us. I've said it, and I'll tell you, it will come back to bite him. That's my belief.
Yeah, and you might expect out there that there could be some fallout where it actually then goes into the football of Manchester United. I think a lot of fans out there have always been saying since he's become a co-owner of Manchester United, Ratcliffe, that his eyes on the prize, he's getting a new stadium because of the financial benefits that brings. And if that actually does stop moving forward, the funding from the government and the regeneration of the area, what would Ratcliffe then think, do you think?
What would Ratcliffe think? I think he'd have
Would he then look to pull out of Manchester United? Because a lot of fans out there, and I too tend to agree, the eye's on the prize, and that's a new stadium, more than anything for Ratcliffe.
I think if he had to refurbish the ground and there was no new stadium possibly being built, I think that would cause him a problem financially. But he would overcome that, get it done. But the thing is, money is tight at Manchester United. So he'd have to start from scratch again. That's how I see it. But looking forward, I have to say to myself, this government here, are they going to put the money in? Has Sir Jim Ratcliffe got a plan B? He's come out with a clear statement and he has told this government, I don't like your policies. Well, listen, the government won't like his policies neither.
I think if the plan B is just refurbishing the current ground at Old Trafford, I'm more than happy with that, to be quite honest with you, out there. But I can also see the benefits and the financial ones for the club in actually building a new stadium. But this is far from over, and I don't even think we've actually started with this yet. And It just looks like the plans, whatever dates they had in mind of actually getting this stadium built, it's looking like to me where it's actually now going to be on the back burner, or it's going to prolong over time.
Yeah, I think it will be put on the back burner. I think there's a lot of problems with this statement by Sir Jim Ratcliffe and telling the government he's not happy with certain things, their policies and that. Well, when you start turning around to a government and saying you're not happy with them, well, there's certainly going to be voices raised saying, well, we're not happy with you. Some fans out there will be over the moon, and I can understand that, staying at Old Trafford, having that refurbished, but there'll also be fans out there. So let us know what you think about a refurbishment. Would this be good for you? And would it be good if we did get a new ground? Fans out there need to know, and we need to know soon, because there is a lot of uncertainty already at this football club. So for me, Ratcliffe has stirred a hornet's nest here, and it's going to start biting people.
Behind the curtain, money talks, but which way will it go? Will it go in favour of Sir Jim Ratcliffe and getting that new stadium built, or will it go the opposite way? And will it be Manchester United having to refurbish the current ground? Let us know what your opinions are We thought we'd do a bit of a brief overview today, just so you can get stuck into it into the comment section. Hopefully we've give you enough information up on screen to get, stuck into it. So smash a like on today's video, help support the channel by subscribing, and also we'll be back tomorrow with a new video, so get involved and get that notification on. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you.